the 4,000 trucks that we've received as news that Dangote gets into the distribution supply chain. And that's the latest in the world of business. Welcome to Talking Figures. My name is Chioma Ezewa. Yes, of course, it's the 2 p.m. hour. We're talking figures right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. This very interesting 18th day in the month of June. My question is very simple. Who really benefits from all of this? I mean, just before the show came on, I listened to Femi and they touched on it a bit. Okay, and for them, it's good riddance. But what is it for you? Is it good riddance as well? Do we really stand to benefit? A lot of numbers have been flying around. We're going to look into all of that. A lot of numbers have been flying around when you hear that, oh, Dangote is finally. And to think that we just had this conversation about monopoly last week. Of course, if you follow the Talking Figures show, you know that that's definitely what we talked about. And the question was whether the monopoly fears were valid. We didn't even know that as we were talking, Dangote was pressing calculator and planning to bring in CNG. Over 4,000 CNG buses have now lined up and they are ready for distribution of free products. Petron is saying this is bad news. This is a bad idea. And the person you just heard, his name is Dr. Joseph Obele, and he's the spokesperson of this organization. They are filling station owners, and they are saying these guys are going to run us out of business and it's not going to benefit you. But then again, we have another organization, Independent Petroleum Market Association of Nigeria. They are also filling station owners. They say differently. Let me get you their statement. They have a different song they are singing about all of this. They are saying that it's good riddance as well. I want to use it in their words, so just give me time to find that now. Where is it? They're saying, you see this? I think this is interesting, they say. Okay, so where is it? So they are commending. Ipman is formally commending the management of Dangote on recently announcing their initiative to start the free distribution of petrol and diesel to marketers, to dealers, and large-scale consumers nationwide. Of course, it starts August 15th. And this bold move, like they call it, and strategic move is not only commendable, but also highly impactful. Ipman believes it will address some of the long-standing challenges facing stakeholders in Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector, particularly them, independent marketers. And they listed the challenges to include inconsistent supply, high transportation costs, infrastructural bottlenecks, and fluctuating market prices, all of which affect their ability to serve us, the end users. So I can go on and on and on and on. So bottom line, they like it. But Petron, they do not like it. They think it's a bad idea. Yes, they say this is not good for business. What's the ripple effect? Who really benefits from a Dangote joining the distribution chain? That's our conversation on Talking Figures today. Yes, of course, my name is Chioma Ezewa, and yeah, you can join the conversation. Yes, our WhatsApp number, send me a message on the WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416. And I'm going to open the phone lines at some point. Yeah. We'll open the phone lines at some point. But for now, send me your messages. Who do you think will benefit from this? Sit with all of what I just shared and process it, okay? And then send me a message and tell me who you think would benefit from it. Who really is going to benefit from this? Government, consumers, us? The regular users, us? The independent marketers? Who is it? Who is really going to benefit? How can we ensure that we, the end users, benefit from this? Because if you listened to Dr. Obele's reading there, he said that, it's looking good right now, but the long plan of these people may not. What do you think? 0809-030-6416 is the WhatsApp number. You can drop your messages there. I have a guest with me. He's a journalist. He's covered the business world in Nigeria for as long as it. He's Mr. Frank Eleanya. He's joined me now on the show. Thank you so much, Frank, for making time for this.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you. On the show. Yes. And a lot is going on, really. I like I mentioned earlier, we had this conversation last week where we talked about the fears of monopoly because the PH refinery was shut down. And now we, as of that last week, we understand that the process to restart the refinery kicked off. And we cannot confirm at this point if the refinery is now fully operational. But going by what we were told, 6 days from that last week, Wednesday, it should have started. But we cannot confirm now, can we? But let's stay with that monopoly fears. We're going to unbundle that later. But now we have Dangote saying that this is what they're going to do. What's the ripple effect and who will this benefit most is my big question on the show. And Frank, I'm excited you're joining me to analyze and unbundle this with me. But then before we get into it, we have a tradition on the show where we look at the top stories in the world of business. Just 3 stories with time permits me. Okay, let's do as time permits, okay? But Market Watch is the segment we're about to get into. On Market Watch, we look at the top 3 stories in the world of business and you let us know your thoughts. All right? Are you ready for it?
Okay. Yes, I am.
All right, great. Okay, so I've gone now to our bulletin in the house. Our in-house bulletin has the story about dispatch riders and their protesting extortion by vehicle inspection officers. They are saying, we're not going to work again. The extortion is too much, they say. It's not the first time. It doesn't sound off to hear this. We've heard this, multiple times. Why do you think we keep having these issues come up, these disruptions in business? Frank?
Well, I think why this keeps happening is because there's a proper structure from the part of government on who collects these levies and who collects this revenue. So businesses keep suffering it all the time because every other day one agency comes up and say the government has empowered us to do that, has empowered us to do that. So these dispatch riders don't know who exactly they're giving money to. So at every junction you're paying to a local government, this local government comes up, collects their own, another one says, I'm not a local government, I work for this agency. There needs to be a proper structure, and that's why some of us have we've seen the government making some moves and trying to restructure the tax system in Nigeria. Have asked, why is it taking so long? It's over 2 years this government came into office, and this promise of restructuring taxation has not fully been implemented. And why it's taking so long, nobody knows why. There needs to be a ripple effect on the street across the states to say this is exactly, because every business person loves predictability. You need to be able to say this is how much I'm spending to get this business to destination A or Z. So that you can also factor that into your pricing. But at the moment, that's not what's happening.
Sadly. Now let's see. Okay, maybe one more story in the world of business, and then we move to the second segment. We call it Insider Tips, where we're looking at Dangote and their recent moves, the moves that's shaken every stakeholder in the downstream sector. Okay, let's see. Anyways, okay, let's do the business side of things. The president, we understand, is supposed to be heading to Benue. Oh, has he arrived? Did I miss it? Yes, he has arrived. He's now in Makurdi, the Benue State capital, and of course, it's about the attacks. But then we heard the governor yesterday announce that today will be a work-free day because the president is coming to the state. And this is a visit that many people believe he was long overdue. Okay? So, is it enough to disrupt businesses and business activities because the president is coming for something that happened a long time ago? Can you answer this in 30 seconds?
Yeah, so it is some of the things that you see that gets you drained, gets your energy pumping, and you ask yourself what's really happening here. It just speaks of the lack of understanding of what the society is about or what the people actually need. So all this posturing psychophancy that politicians put up with each other, there should be a limit to it. Especially when people are mourning their loved ones, when people are sad, something bad has actually happened to them, like it happened in Yawata in Benue State. But we have leaders who are oblivious of these things, and these are the things that you see all the time.
Okay, let's go on that break now. When we return, we do Inside the Tips. It's Talking Figures on 92.3.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right
in figures, and my name is Choma Ezenwafo, and we want to know who really wins from Dangote's field disruption entry. Of course, he says he's starting distribution with CNG buses, over 4,000 CNG buses he's made available for free distribution of the product from his refinery to marketers. And some marketers are divided about it, okay? Once, of course, we have two of them. The Petron is saying this is a bad idea. This guy is aiming for monopoly, guys. He wants to dominate the market. Then we have Ipman, the independent marketer, saying this is good news. I like it. It's going to help us. We've been having challenges with this. This is good news. But whose side are you on? Are you on the side of people who say let them fight, whatever it is? These guys do not care about the people. And at the end of the day, they only care about their welfare. Whose side are you on? And who do you think will benefit from this move? This is a big one. It's a disruption of the entire process. Yes, it's talking figures, and you get to join the conversation. You can drop your thoughts. 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. You can drop that now, and at some point we'll open the phone lines, and you also get to call in. My guest is still here. Frank Eleanya is a business journalist. He joins me now, and we are unpacking it. We are unpacking what's happened in the world of the oil and gas sector, what it is that's happened. The Dangote refinery woke up to say that, yes, we're getting into the distribution chain. And so today on Talking Figures, we are asking, this bold move, is it going to benefit the people? Is it going to benefit consumers like you and I? And then depot owners are going to be cut off. What does that mean at the long run? What does that mean at the short run? What does that mean for the government? And what does that mean for the economy? Thank you so much, Frank, for joining the conversation today.
Thank you. All right. So, shall I go ahead?
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can go ahead. You can start with telling me what went through your mind when you saw the story.
It's actually it's actually a story that makes you, shake your head. It makes you also ask yourself whose side some of these people are on. For me, I think that there's a no-brainer. I'm on the side of the consumers, and anything that works to the point where it reduces the pressures that people are currently feeling, I think that's a good thing. So who does it benefit? I think it is the consumers. That's number one. That's the number one people that it benefits directly. How does it do that? Think about the fact that currently one of the things is that when NNPC brings in PMS into the country, what they do first of all is these petroleum marketers first of all come take this PMS and put it in depots, with their trucks, of course. Now that's a cost. Then after is deposited in the depot, then they use another truck to come take those to come take the same product to the filling stations where you and I eventually buy it, which means we pay the cost of bringing it into the country, then we pay the cost of taking it to the depot, we pay the added cost of storing it inside the depot, and then we pay the cost again of another truck coming to take it, the logistics. So the logistics elongates, which is why the prices keeps going up, even when dollar is changed or whatever it is, reduces. We don't see that reflected in the price of the product that we are buying. All right. What does this do for us? This is very simple. This guy's refinery is in Nigeria, even though it's at a free trade zone, no problem. But it is clearly it is in clear proximity to the marketers. All right. So all all they just need, the marketers need, or the physicians need, is to go to Dangote's refinery, take that product, and bring it to their filling stations, so you and I can buy it. But what these guys are telling you, or telling you and I, that they want is that Dangote should allow them come take that product, that same product, first of all, go and put inside depots. Then from that depot, they will come back again, take it from that depot, and bring it to the filling station. How much do you think we're going to pay at the end of the day? So Dangote comes up and says, look, why? It doesn't make sense to him as well. And beyond that is the fact that if he's going to keep relying on these truck drivers, this situation that followed the news that you and I read, which is that they are shutting down operations in Lagos, it will continue to happen. When they are happy, they go on strike.
They block the road.
When they go on strike, prices go up. There's scarcity in the market. Nobody's able to move around or do anything because these guys have said we're not going to sell to anybody or we're not going to list this product. But Dangote says, well, let's then take this product from my refinery and take it to the places where people can actually access them. What has he done? He has brought in 4,000 CNG trucks. What I'm looking at from my point of view is that these trucks are new jobs, 4,000 jobs. And not just each truck, for instance, can have like 2 drivers. Because if they're traveling in long distances, you're going to have to change at some point, because one driver can not just drive and come and go to the different places where they're going to deliver the product. So they probably have 2 drivers for one truck. That's like 6,000 jobs. They probably have a supervisor that probably is that oversees like 6 or 10 trucks or whatever and all that. When you multiply the effect, you start seeing that jobs are being created, even from the CNG buses, trucks that being that he has brought in. Now, beyond that is the fact that the CNG buses, the CNG trucks will also need places where they'll be maintained. So somebody's going to build something, a business that will maintain these CNG trucks, and people will be employed in those places. So jobs are going to be created from the CNG trucks that he's bringing in. Aside from the fact that it is even good for the environment if you're on the side of those who talk about climate change and all that. So it is good for the environment in terms of what it emits and all of that. Okay. Now the other people who win also are the marketers themselves, the people who own the filling stations. I believe that they too are tired, which is also reflected in the statement that they released. They too are tired of the back and forth with truck drivers. Today they are happy, tomorrow they are not happy. Today they increase price, So all of that is removed, and beyond that is the incentive. Who wouldn't like to receive your package for free? It's like Jumia. For instance, you bought something on Jumia. Jumia now declares like a whole year and says that they're going to be delivering it to you for free. If somebody's angry that you're getting it for free, I don't understand.
Okay.
So that's clearly what's going to happen here. So these guys are going to make the benefit because it means that they have constant supply. It also means that they know how to price their goods and they can sell at a price that is competitive in the market. So the price stability is a win-win for them. And I think that if the job losses that they're talking about may not actually even happen because the NNPC supplies like 55% of what Dangote refinery isn't able to supply. Dangote controls about 44%, or 45% of the market.
Yeah.
So NNPC supplies the 55 remaining demand that everybody needs. And so NNPC can also still use their trucks. Of course, NNPC hasn't told us that they are bringing in CNG trucks. Then apart from NNPC, we have modular refineries. Modular refineries, their refining capacity isn't, if you bring 4 of them, there are 4 of them that I know, 4 of them, if you calculate what they produce, it's not up to 50,000 barrels per day. But they have their niche market. They know who they supply to. What the Dangote model also will make them do is to become a lot more competitive, as in to think proactively, to become a lot more innovative in the way they deliver. Because if you're going to sell if you're a modular refinery and you have, say for instance, an MTN as your customer, MTN now knows that I can get this product for free from Dangote refinery, you know. So what MTN will now come back to you to say, yeah, are you reducing your price or are you not? Then you now start thinking about how do I then price in all these costs that I bear and reduce it in such a way that I will keep MTN as my customer.
All right.
Innovation has come.
Okay, Frank. Let's look at the losers, the depot owners. What happens next? What happens to all the facilities scattered all over the country? What happens?
Well, at this point, you and I really don't care what happens to all the depots that scattered all around the country. While they were there, they didn't make things easy for anyone. You know, we had scarcity, we had prices go up and come down like no tomorrow. So part of all is for them to go back to the drawing board and think about what else can we do. How do we make our business? Because their business has become so much that they didn't think that that they were going anywhere. They were like, it's like when you become so comfortable, you feel like the business needs you. They can't do without you. So it's like a shake-up for them, a wake-up call for them to start thinking about how do we become more creative in this business and become relevant. Because if they don't think that way, they will have to leave the market. It has happened to other businesses that have left the market. They have to pivot, they have to rethink their strategy, and they got better, or those who couldn't pivot had to become the Kodak of this world. So businesses will die, new ones will be created. It's not something we have to kill ourselves over and all of that. But what we're saying is that the consumer deserves a breathing, a break.
Okay.
They deserve a break.
Okay, Frank. You know, last week I mentioned on the show we had a spokesperson of Petron. Petron, they are also filling station owners like Ipman. But that's the side that says they've always see Dangote is playing monopoly game here. I mean, should we be worried? We are excited now, but Petron is saying at the long run, these guys just want to control a large market share and control the market itself.
Yeah.
Should we be worried? And how can we protect ourselves? Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. There might be something with that question about whether we should be worried. But the question I ask myself is, if not Dangote, what's the next best thing we have? You know, if we have to say let's put a rein on Dangote and not allow him to go as far as his mind thinking at the moment, what's the next best thing? What will replace the gap?
The status quo.
You said?
The status quo.
Exactly. So we go back to the status. So I don't want to go back there. No consumer wants to go back to the point where you are queuing for hours to buy.
For days, actually. They queue for days. They normally queue for days.
On the flip side also, is to look at it from the point of view for now, Dangote seems to be the only largest petroleum refinery that we have in the country. But the good news is that you have BOA that's building a refinery that will soon come up. So there's competition that's going to come up. And if the business is good for Dangote, other people will look at it and say, my brother, let's go build our own refinery and compete for the market. It's like the banking sector. There was a time when it was 1 bank, 2 banks, and 3 banks. Before you know it, everybody started coming into the market. The same thing with telecom sector. So we had a Ninetel, and at some point it was MTN and Airtel, and here we are with My Mobile and all that. So it's a matter of how much do you have to compete. At the end of the day, we are thinking about what's the cost pressure on the consumers. If the consumers are happy, I mean, let's do the same thing that's making them happy.
Okay.
Really.
Let's open the phone lines at this point. 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003. Let's see how much time permits that we take calls now. If you are an independent oil marketer listening to this right now, I would love to hear your thoughts. Where does this leave you and your trucks? I mean, we have on one side Ipman saying, this is good. This is really going to help us. I mean, we've been suffering and smiling. We've been at the mercy of truck drivers. And then we have the other independent marketers who say this is not good because at the long run, this guy can just hijack the market and run us out of business. The concerns are germane, but for the consumers and the end users, they are excited now. But should we really be excited? What really is this ripple effect that we're looking at? 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0007. I have a caller. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, yes, you can call me back. Yes, you can call back 0817 923-0009 and the WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. I'll be reading those messages in a bit. Let's take calls now. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Talking Figures.
Hello?
Yes, welcome to Talking Figures.
Hello?
You're alive. Welcome to Talking Figures. You may have to call back then, but let's go to WhatsApp now. We have a couple of messages on WhatsApp. Let's see. We have one here from, you wrote a full article. You sent me a full article. Jerry Michael from Eagle Island. I do not have the time to read this article. I'm sure it's very interesting, but I'll just take the first sentence. But let's take a call now. I'll get back to that. Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Yeah. You're welcome to Talking Figures. What do you think? Disruption, good news or bad news for you?
Very good news for me.
Hmm.
The reason being is that will be done. That is to say that the marketers or some of the places will bring down the price if they are having it for free. So we just be talking about cost of selling it to the people that are servicing their police stations are saying that in which the price will come down very, very well, as low as 300 or 60 per liter. Because if Dangote is giving them for free, I'm not expecting them to give it to us for free because they will run the sale also or pay their staff and service their machines. So they should add money to it. So for me, it's a welcome development. But my concern has been that Dangote is a very good known good businessman and who has been in the business for a number of years now. And both our executives and elites in the country, they partner with him. So I don't know, that is my own fear, if his offer would be allowed to fly, if interest will not crash or come into, because I know that federal government will also come into this matter. That's
okay, we really have to go now, but thank you for your contribution. Thank you, okay? Yes, I have Kings. Kings calling from Port Harcourt. Hello, Kings. Good afternoon.
Yes, I want to, my name is Evangelist Kings, calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay. Go on.
I want to say concerning the issue on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it that in Nigeria it's all about selfishness, it's all about what are they going to get? You see, the last person that just contributed, he said it all. If they know that it's challenging them, let them do their own refinery and start supplying. So we have competition.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for your thoughts there. Okay. Let's just read maybe one or two messages and then we wrap up now. I have a message here. Jerry Michael sent in quite a long one. Unfortunately, I can only take 2 sentences from here, even one. He says, compliments to you, Choma. I've been in the oil and gas industry, both up and downstream, for 26 years. However, capitalism, which is all about unlimited exploitations that Nigeria practices, nothing more, nothing less. Second, both independent marketers and Petron are all about after exploiting the end users, the masses, and he goes on and on and on. Maybe you can just put it on Facebook. We're live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. Your comment is so long and interesting. You can put it in the comment section on Facebook for all to see. Okay, thank you for your message. Can I read this one? Let's see. We have this one from Ipalibo Taylor Harry. He says, good afternoon to you, madam. Any Dangote, I know him as a monopolistic person. Allegedly, I will help you there. Any business he's involved in, he doesn't want competition. So I know his tendency is to knock out anyone who will compete with him, and he goes on and on and on. Interesting messages as well. Because I cannot read it all, you can go. We're live on Facebook. Put it in the comment section there so that we can actually continue this conversation here. Frank, I come to you now. Final thoughts. How can we rein in on a possible Dangote going rogue, like everyone is saying? Final thoughts.
I really don't worry about him going rogue. I mean, he's been Dangote for a very long time now. He supplied us sugar, he supplied us cement, he supplied us different things. And
fertilizer.
And some of those businesses that he has been on, many people have come into those businesses and they have thrived, even though not at the rate that he has thrived. But I don't think that I need to worry about whether he's going to supply me fuel at a cheaper rate, and because there's no other private refinery at that capacity. If others believe it's a good business for them to go into, they should come together and put money together. BOA is doing it. If BOA comes off, everybody will rejoice. And then we'll have more and more refineries, and everybody will start buying for them as well. But if Dangote has the muscle, to buy off other people and all that, fine and good, so long as the end user makes is happy. That's what the market is about. It's capitalism. So let's not shy away from it and think it's for the social good. No, it's money, profit.
Thank you so much, Frank Eleanya there, business journalist with Tech Cabal. Actually, he's a journalist with Tech Cabal, was with Business Day at some point, and now with Tech Cabal. He understands the world of business, and those are his thoughts. Thank you so much, Frank, for making time to be with me on the show. Much. Okay, so that's it on Talking Figures today. Very interesting conversation. We're keeping an eye on it. Like I promised you last week, I'm still keeping an eye on it. What's going to happen next? I'll see you next week. Time is 2 p.m. We do Talking Figures every Wednesday by 2 p.m. and we talk figures, purely figures. So if you have a business person, let's make it a date. You know what I mean? Yes. My name is Choma Ezinwa4. We have some messages coming up after now. And then at 3, we have the news, and then Hard Facts continues afterwards. Sam will be here to take you on that. Thank you so much. See you next week.